A lot to write down when it comes to what can potentially happen between these two players. GACHIKUN versus NOTPEDRO, a matchup that GACHIKUN should be familiar with. To be fair, though,
I mean, in this matchup, how do you really feel it goes? I think on paper, it's pretty much 5-5. I think it's pretty neutral.
I think a lot of players and a lot of fans and viewers would kind of agree to that. I tend to give RASHID a little bit more of the upper hand in terms of utility around his fireballs, in terms of his potential mix in comparison, right? I think Ken is forced to play defense a lot more than RASHID, but Ken's offense can also be very, very, I think, just as dangerous in the corner. It's more so about like the mid-screen and also the usage of level 2, which has been a bane to a lot of players' existence. And already striking first blood in game 1. GACHIKUN getting that corner control. Perfect parry against the slide. Oh, not going for maybe something else. He could have gone for a DP.
Yeah, maybe he didn't realize that the second hit of the whirlwind shot was going to clip him there because he only... Or Cyclone it was, I think, because it was a perfect parry animation there. But anyways, NOTPEDRO had his back against the wall, was able to break out of the corner, kind of resetting it back to neutral here.
He's going to have to take his time, right? Not only for the life deficit, but for the drive gauge. Not enough time on the clock. Forcing the issue is GACHIKUN for the first round.
Yeah, that was actually quite explosive. I mean, it's the first round. They're swinging at each other. They're trying to feel each other's buttons out. Some people feel each other out by playing a bit of neutral. Kind of taking it slow. They're taking it very, very fast. And here we go, as you mentioned earlier, the level 2. The Yasar is out.
Back it up, yeah, just to get that extra mileage on the Isar. Has to hold that, not gonna go for a drive reversal. Excellent patience from NOTPEDRO.
Yes, beautiful defense from NOTPEDRO. GACHIKUN spending 2 bars, not getting too much off of it. Nice back throw, a little walk-up back throw.
How do you keep the roaring winds contained? GACHIKUN, let's see what your defense is like when your back's against the wall. An excellent spot where the medium kick to bust out.
We get the 4th throw again. Set up the meaty whirlwind shot. The low 4 does catch him. We're going to spend some bar here? Yes, we are.
Yeah, great equalizer, right? You put him pretty much on life support for the rest of the round. You do get a substantial amount of drive gauge back. You force GACHIKUN to an awkward situation. A little bit of a walk-up. He's creeping on in there. No TLC! Bang! Right
So
back, quick rebuttal.
This was the same exact interaction that we saw in the previous round where they were both drive rushing at each other. And in the first round, NOTPEDRO lost that dice roll. But this time, he came out on top.
A little bit more cognizant of GACHIKUN's approach. He did want that fireball initially, but GACHIKUN again to the skies. We have the enhancement. The fireball. The pressure layered on. Finding the gap. Standing light kick counter hit.
There it is again. The crouching medium kick doing so much work for NOTPEDRO right now, but does burn himself out using that driver's cancel. Neutral jump shimmy is going to connect.
Totally worth it. Putting yourself in the burnout, a couple of lights. The fist to the grill, back it away. No, he wants seconds!
GACHIKUN showing, get this pressure off of him, back against the wall, but it's sitting on that critical art.
I think a single touch could potentially put Pedro into a dire spot, but not gonna happen. The first game, despite the start, in favor of NOTPEDRO.
So much confidence from NOTPEDRO too, finding these little moments to walk up, either press a button, and was able to walk up, condition GACHIKUN to not hit a button, sneak in that little throw to close out that game.
He's done a great job of picking and choosing his spots with some of the lights when he's under pressure, especially in the corner, but I'm more impressed with forcing the errors against GACHIKUN.
Does a fight with Chumi, does get it again. NOTPEDRO doing so well, again, finding his spots, finding his moments with what normal he wants to press, whether it be standing light kick or the stand medium punch or even the stand fierce. All have hit pretty well.
We made that pregame analysis about the pressure that GACHIKUN or RASHID can present. I feel like, Ken's simplicity off of the standing fierce just makes people so afraid.
Because you're stuck in the corner, you don't want to keep on blocking, you're going to start losing your drive gauge.
After that, move the parry, this time with a proper punish with the DI. Dash up, make sure they're on their knees, get the airborne state, proper juggle, and another. Oh, you swag it out, son! Yo, give me that! Hold on a minute! The young man be stunting!
Oh man, but the back throw does hit, but that needs to be clipped. We're gonna see a neutral jump punish come out from GACHIKUN here, but NOTPEDRO, you can't lose this round after doing such an incredible punish. There it is.
Yo, clipping the startup of the Cyclone. This man is phenomenal, well practiced, well versed. What a stellar response to GACHIKUN's doorstep.
was that? That had to have been an OS, right? That jab DP came out so early for the invincible frames, was able to recover in time. Okay, NOTPEDRO labbing. I mean, this is why he's here at Capcom Cup 12, right?
The young phenom. We got to get fully introduced to him this year over at CEO. We saw the potential. I'm glad it's coming full force. I mean, full swing, excuse me, over on the big stage. Crazy dialogue between the two right now.
Beautiful play. I know someone's clipping that onto Twitter somewhere already. I gotta watch that again. That was beautiful. That was sick.
Easily within the top 5 plays in phase 1.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if anyone's gonna beat the Blah Xiao Hai, but
that's pretty damn close. In terms of like technology.
Yeah, technology, incredible tech, and just like that, I didn't realize it's already 2-0 against GACHIKUN.
Wild, absolutely wild.
Beautiful first showing from NOTPEDRO at his very first Capcom Cup.
Meaty overhead off of the run. We get the extension off of the lights. We get the throws.
GACHIKUN not really having a chance to breathe here. Able to sneak his way out of the corner, but not finding. Okay, drive rush is going to connect here.
A little bit sharper on the approach, right? Going in those lights, knowing full well Pedro is going to try to maybe assassinate the drive rush attempt. Oof. Off of it.
Reaction to the drive rush with the opening mixer here. GACHIKUN finally starting to set things up. NOTPEDRO trying to fight his way out with that stand light kick because it goes so far.
It's like the measuring stick, right? You want to check the distance a little bit, kind of push back the opponent, create your space just like that. It gets that standing medium punch punish counter.
Perfect parries. Another perfect parry.
Optimal!
We're gonna get the level 2 here.
And here, Tasty Steve down the hall. Tetsugen Night Shot! Match point already?
The words almost hit my mouth, and then you said Tasty Steve. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I can't. Steve's got that. I can't do that.
The Shippuden Raika. Tasty Steve, if you're ever watching, that's how you actually say it. I'm sorry.
Finally, the second level 2 we see coming out. We didn't see much mileage of it from the first time, and we don't see any mileage of it from the second time. NOTPEDRO clearly very prepared for this matchup.
Oh my god, still catches the recovery. Punch counter throw, knocking on the door a little bit. Late response and costing some bar.
That was a proper punish for the Jinrai though. Again, the low medium kick still clipping GACHIKUN.
Oh my god!
Tried to go for that double shimmy there, and another perfect parry. Oh no, and just like that, NOTPEDRO takes it over GACHIKUN 3-0. So convincingly. Convincingly.
Wow. I think the NOTPEDRO for a split second was in slight disbelief. You never thought a Capcom Cup champion would fall by the wayside within phase 1 in the fashion that it has been conducted. When I was watching GACHIKUN stream a little bit after the Capcom Cup drawings,